Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. It's one of my goals to have my own personal knowledge and also video footage taking big game with every cartridge out there. It's over 30 some now, but today's video we are crossing off 350 Legend. So this past weekend we took some deer, that's right, more than one, with this rig right here. This is a WHOTEEWHO 1500 barreled action, mini action, slapped in a Boyd stock. On top I got Brownell's MPO scopes. If you never heard of them, MPO. It's a 1:8 LPVO. The barrel on this is 16 inches and some change. On the end, I've got my Banish 46 can. 46 is bigger than 350, so hey, it suppresses really good on 350 Legend with that 46 can. And the bow lights we used out there was this new stuff. I just did a couple videos on this recently, getting it sighted in, saying I hope we get a deer with it. Well, we got some deer with it. Remington core locked in 180 grain. But that's it. Let's roll right to the footage. Then I'll come back at you and have a little bit of a conclusion and my own personal thoughts on taking deer with 350 Legend. Get that footage.
Alright, so we just got done hiking about 27 miles back in, and I don't know about you, but my legs are tired, but we got the 350 Legend ready to go here, and yeah, we're set up in a ground blind. We actually spooked about 4 or 5 deer on the way in, right at the spot we're trying to hunt. Got in a little bit late, but yeah, the sun's just coming up, and we're gonna sit here in the snow, and hopefully either those deer come back or some more come through. Should be good. Ready? Yep. Got it.
I see it.
You got it. Hold on. Okay, here, do you have the deer in the scope?
No.
Okay, get it in the scope.
I don't know where it is. I can't see it anymore.
Great job. Hold on. So quick recap. Great shot. Unfortunately, the scope cam was not recording, so we didn't get the actual hit on camera. But I tell you what, let's do. We're running suppressed 350 Legend, and I think we might have another one come back. We're allowed to get 3 does per day right now, so good job. That deer didn't go 20 yards maybe. Dropped right in front of us, but let's see if we can get another one. Good shot. High five. We weren't hunting 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Man.
There was one doe, but then another one came, and then we just shot that one because it was closer to where I could shoot it.
You must have a pretty good deer hunting guide, I guess. Alright. We got another deer coming in. Hopefully we can make this a 2-for-1 with the 350 Legend. This time I got the scope camera rolling. We got another deer coming in, but I think it's a button buck, but I'm not sure. But we're gonna get a real good look at him before we squeeze a trigger on him. I think it's a button buck. Right there, but when she got that doe with the 350 Legend. It went about 20 yards straight away from us and then dropped. Where were you aiming at?
I was aiming at the heart.
Perfect. It was perfect. And we've sat around here for another hour and a half. A button buck came right up to us 10 yards and hung out for... Oh, that's a squirrel. I thought I saw another deer. Button buck came and hung out with us for about 10 minutes and then left. We were hoping it was another doe, but I think we're gonna go get that doe. I think you should track it.
I don't know how to.
You can do your first.
It's over there somewhere.
You can do your first deer track.
I don't know how to track it
Oh,
here.
there's a monster fox squirrel. I've been after that dude for 2 years. I should have brought something to get him with. Anyways, we're gonna have her track that deer, and then we may come out again tonight and try to get some more 350 Legend whitetail footage. We'll see what happens.
I see it. Right there.
Okay, so the deer dropped so close that she already sees the deer. We didn't even have to track it, but I'm gonna look and see if I see anything on the ground, like if it passed through or not. So right where the deer was standing, there's hair on the ground. But as far as a track, I don't see any of the red stuff on the ground within eye shot of it. Well, here's one little piece. So, I mean, that was standing at 15 yards. And we're starting to get some drops about 10 yards from it. So, there's the deer right there. Good. I'm gonna get this deer taken care of, and we might try to come after another one. We'll see. All right, so this morning your sister got a deer, and we're not gonna let her get a bigger deer than us, are we? We'll see. But we've brought out the 350 Legend again, and we're gonna sit tight and see what happens. We're hunting the same spot, just judging off of how many tracks were in the snow out here. I think there's a good chance we're gonna catch them coming through. We're gonna sit tight. We got about 2 hours before it gets dark, and I think there's gonna be a good chance we get another one with the 350 Legend, and hopefully I got the cameras recording better this time, so we actually get the deer going down on camera. But we're gonna sit tight and see what happens. You see that deer?
Yeah, but I need more.
Okay. Wait, there's a stick in the way. Left, a little bit more left. Left. If you want to take it, take it. Right there. Right. Just go. Oh, right there. Wait. Make sure it's not a buck. Oh, that's a doe. You can take that if you want it. Right there. You got him. It's going down. Okay. It went down straight in front of us. Do you see it?
No.
Look up a little bit. Good hit. High five. Yeah, my boy. Alright, so, do you feel good about it? Dude, good hit. He's been practicing on the Xbox.
And Fortnite.
Oh, and Fortnite, sorry. But yeah, that deer actually ran the same direction that deer this morning did. I think it ran a little bit further, but I'm pretty sure I saw it go down. We're gonna review the footage here, watch the footage back, and then we'll go see if we can find that deer. It's nice when you don't have to go find them in the dark. We still got an hour and a half of daylight. Alright, so we just reviewed the tape. It looked like a perfect hit. We went over pictures and stuff. Looked perfect. And we've give it probably a good 15 minutes. So we're going to ease on that way. The deer was about 20 yards. That was a good hit. Deer was about 20 yards. And then where I think I saw it go down was only about max 50 yards in front of us. This is pretty thick where we're at. But we're going to go try to find that deer. And in reviewing the footage, we're pretty sure that that was a button buck, which we passed a button buck this morning, but we were all jacked up and I thought it was a doe, but zooming in on the footage, I think that was a button buck. But hey, our license is good for button bucks too. You think you can track that deer? Let's go track it, dude. Alright, so tracking this deer. Now this is the first day that we've taken deer with 350 Legend. And, you know, I'm just a real dude reporting on real stuff, right? So, here's the trail. This is about, there was no immediate trail right where the deer stood. Same as the one from this morning. And it's just, I mean, this is about 20 yards past where the deer was hit. And it's kind of a faint sprinkle. If the snow was not here, this would be a somewhat difficult track. Now, we just popped up and headed the direction where I thought I saw it go down, and there was another deer standing there, and my heart sunk. I was like, oh no, like, don't tell me this deer is still up and going. And my spirits were down, like, forget 350 Legend, but a bunch of you guys love 350 Legend, but I stood in a standstill with that deer. I locked for probably a good minute, doing the head bob on me, and then that deer walked off. So then I took another couple steps, and here's this deer laying right over here, so let me show it to you. After that hit, you guys saw the footage, that was a perfect hit. It probably went another, I don't know, 60 yards or so. So not ideal. You like them to drop sooner than that, but it worked. 350 Legend. Alright, so we were sitting there praying. I said, hey man, we gotta pray. And I'm not kidding you. I said, amen. And he was like, deer, there's deer. Like instant, isn't it? Wasn't that pretty cool?
Yeah.
And it's not even, it's 3:15 in the afternoon. So he must have took a crack at that deer at about 3 o'clock. I was thinking it'd be the last, last 30 minutes of light, but those two deer came out. And what do you think about the 350 Legend?
It's good.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
He's taking stuff with crossbow, 223, and now 350 Legend. You like it?
Yeah.
It didn't run super hard, did it?
What does that mean?
I mean, after you hit it, it didn't run too far, did it?
No.
But he had a perfect hit. That was perfectly broadside. The other side, you can see where the hit is, where I put that pile of snow, but it came out exactly the same spot, up, down, left, to right, the other side. And like I said, it ran maybe 60 yards or so. But Howa 1500 mini action, I put it in a Boyd stock, and exact same setup as this morning. 180 grain Remington core lock.
got that thing sighted in with that stuff this week. And yeah. And it's a whole lot more fun when you use a can. That's that Banish 46 can. But you didn't have to hunt very long, did you?
No.
Same as this morning. We were hunting like 3 minutes before we first saw some deer, but I don't know. How much am I charging for this guiding service? What do we agree on?
What?
It's like a $5,000 guide fee or something. I'm just kidding, but we're having fun. He's cold, so we're gonna get this all taken care of and get him home. But do you have fun?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it again sometime.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Maybe next time we'll bring the 450 Bushmaster. How about that? Got a little more sauce on it. 450 is bigger than 350. I think you can handle it. But we're gonna get this packed up. Pile it up with the other one and go to the butcher. I left that one from this morning out in the snow. Y'all watch the show. Y'all know I love catching deers and I love hunting. But you know what? I could get used to this guiding stuff too. Especially for the kids. It's a lot of fun. A whole lot of fun. But, yep. Got some stuff to drag and then, I'm gonna go get the machine. And we're gonna load up. Been a good day. 350 Legend vs. deer. Y'all want to see it, so we filmed it today. I'll have concluding thoughts at the end of the video about 350 Legend. Blade I brought with me today. This is my Schrade. This is called the Exertion Gut Hook. You can see it's still dirty from the last deer, but I like having a gut hook on there. This is a good full blade. But yeah, Schrade Exertion Gut Hook came with a sheath, so I'm gonna get to work, do my guide work here, and then get out of here. Dropping these deer off to the butcher man. We're going to donate them. So Tennessee has a donating deer program. All right, so 350 Legend for deer. I talk to tons of people every day. I read every comment on every platform. If you DM me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, I answer every message every day. Some of you guys can attest to that. But emails, all that, every day. Nobody does that, but I'm a crazy person. And I think you should treat people how you want to be treated. It's a pet peeve of mine when people don't get back to me. So I answer everybody because I want people to answer me. Anyways, if you have ever asked me about 350 Legend for deer hunting, I've told you, meh, there's better stuff out there. Meh. If you're in a straight wall state, go 450 Bushmaster. And if you've asked me those questions, I've probably told you. Only reason I would say, hey, go take a 350 Legend is if you're taking someone new or someone who might be recoil sensitive. And in that case, sure, have at it with the 350 Legend. I'm not saying it won't take deer, but there's other better things out there. If you're not in a straight wall state, well then my goodness. Me personally, I probably wouldn't ever recommend it. You know, there's things like 243, you know. Even 223 is good for whitetail at reasonable distance if it's allowed. We've taken big game with 223, several with 22-250. It works great when you're looking for something recoil sensitive. Anyways, but yeah, and we've taken a bunch with 243. Anyways, what I've done here is I've made some color-coded charts. If you've watched my show, you know what I'm about to show you. But talking about drop and also energy. And these are the ones that I've compared. We hunted with the core lock, so here's what I put in the charts. 7.62 by 39, 125 grain. That 350 Legend we hunted with, 150 grain, 30-06, good all-around cartridge. Then we got 300 Blackout right here. They load the core locked copper now, 120 grain. I just did a deer hunt video with that a couple weeks ago. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. 100 grain, 243 there, and then 140 grain, 7mm 08. So just to compare some stuff, a lot of people ask me to compare these a lot. These three right here. A lot of people ask me to compare these, and guess what? I've taken deer with all of them. 120 grain, 300 Blackout, a 125 grain, 7.62 by 39, and a 180 grain, much heavier, 350 Legend. So, let's look at the charts. Let's look what it says on paper. And then, yeah. So, if you look at this first chart, this is color-coded. Green is good, red is bad. And this is simply drop rate. So, what drops the fastest out of all these ones I just talked about? 350 Legend. Now, I've done these numbers both for drop and energy out to 500 yards, but for those three I just showed you, 200 yards is probably the max I'd ever say, hey, yeah, have at it. Max. We used them in the woods and took deer in this video at about 10-15 yards and then about at 25 yards. So, yeah, drop. So, to 500 yards, 243 drops the least. And then the 30-06 to 7mm 08, they're all green. They drop the least. What drops the fastest? Well, the 350 Legend, the 7.62 by 39, and the 300 Blackout. So as far as drop rates go, you can freeze this if you want to know. That 350 Legend load and that 300 Blackout load are actually loaded for the exact same speed. And you wouldn't guess that the drop rate is that similar, but the drop is almost exactly the same with that 300 Blackout and that 350 Legend. What's really of more interest to me, or what I'm more concerned about, is the energy of these rounds at varying distances. We can account for drop, but you can't magically come up with energy. So, what has the worst energy out of everything I put on here? Well, it's those 300 Blackouts. 2,100 feet per second, and it's 120 grain. So this is the same speed at a 120 grain as those 350 Legends at a 180 grain. So like 50% more weight on the projectile, but going the same speed. So they're not going to carry as much energy. Now, just looking at the numbers, the 7.62 by 39 has less energy than the 350 Legend. So, is 350 Legend enough to take a deer? Like, before making this video and putting up these numbers, I would have told you, hey, 7.62 by 39, 300 Blackout, 350 Legend, which one would you pick? I'd pick that 300 Blackout. I just took 2 deer with it, and one dropped because I did a neck, and one went about 20 yards. And then we just took these 2 deer in real life with a more energy 350 Legend, and they both went further. So you can hit a deer in the heart one day and hit another deer in the heart the other day. One can drop, and the other one run 200 yards. So deer are tough critters. But I'm rambling on too much here. I've taken deer with all these. This is what the numbers say. The 350 Legend has more energy than the 7.62 by 39. It has more energy than the 300 Blackout. And really, if you look at the energy at the muzzle, that 350 Legend is only, what, 180 foot-pounds less than the muzzle energy of a 243. So, does 350 Legend take deer? Yes. Now, I did the autopsy myself, if you want to call it that, because I'm super interested on the performance of the rounds. Both of those didn't get the heart. It was lungs on both of them. Now, you get a deer in the lungs with the 30-06, there's nothing left of the lung material. It's just kind of a bunch of mush. I'm not trying to be graphic. I'm just trying to give my real life experience and explain things. Both of those deer, the entry, of course, is the size of the projectile, 357. The exit, probably about that big. And the lungs pretty much looked like a quarter had gone through the lungs. So the advertised velocity of those 180s is 2,100 feet per second, which that's the standard. That's the same thing that's printed on the federal 180 grainers. 2,100 feet per second. That's the standard factory speed for 180 grainers. Like I said, it pretty much looked like a quarter went through those lungs, just whoop. And then one deer went about 20 yards, and one deer went about 60 yards. So, did it work? Yeah. Now, if there had been a giant buck come out, would I have much rather had a 30-06 with us? Yes. Or a 7mm 08? Yes. The 30-06 has almost double the energy of a 350 Legend. So, in conclusion, all that being said, if you're going to hunt with 350 Legend, this is almost the same thing I would tell you about the 300 Blackout. If you're going to hunt with 350 Legend, don't use a subsonic. Same as 300 Blackout. A lot of people have blown my phone up. Oh, I take deer with subsonic 300 Blackout all the time. I bet you do, and that works for you. And that's great. But me, I'm going to use the optimum thing I have access to, right? So don't hunt with 350 Legend subsonic. You're not going to be happy with it. You're going to have to take the central nervous system hits, and that's risky business. But again, I'm rambling too much. This is going to be a long video. 350 Legend, it takes deer. I don't have a problem with you hunting with 350 Legend. But here's a bunch of data. We took 2 deer. It did fine. Added another one to the cartridge list that we filmed and taken deer with. 350 Legend. I think I've already said anything I'm going to say. I have wanted to get across. So if I go any further, I'm just going to be rambling. But let me know if you love 350 Legend. Remington is now loading it in the 180 grain core locked. If you're in a straight wall state, hey, it takes deer. Worked fine for us today. Right in the lungs. But hey, let me know what you think about 350 Legend. That one also groups good. I did a grouping video, and one of the groups I got super small groups with just that LPVO on top. Anyways, I'm rambling again. Remington core lock, 180 grain, 350 Legend loads. We got 2 deer. But hey, appreciate you watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Let me know what you think about those numbers. Like I said, 30-06 is almost twice the energy of that 350 Legend. But again, I get it. A bunch of y'all dudes have to use that straight wall stuff. But hey, appreciate you watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. It was a fun day. Appreciate y'all. Woo-hoo.